Accept your death, and you may yet avoid it. Trust in your training.
Well, hello, folks! So I did a Nezha build guide just, a couple of days ago. But I figured, hey, why limit yourself, right? We can keep this ball rolling because we have more ideas for Nezha. And this is taking him in a bit of a different direction from before. Previously, I did like a sort of super high-end wonky combo to make yourself immortal thing. But it's not like very easy to play, right? It's a very complicated play style. We have to keep track of like overlapping invulnerability effects and whatnot. So now I'm gonna go in the completely different direction and make a version of Nezha that's like the easiest thing in the world to play. It's completely brainless and it super works. And the way I'm doing that is by, instead of stacking invulnerability, we are gonna be stacking damage reduction. To just make a super tank boy that you basically just cannot kill. So let's go and have a quick look at the build, just to show you what I'm doing. What I'm doing is, for this build, I have replaced the Divine Spears with Nova's Null Star. And the reason for that is because you can actually benefit quite well with a Nezha for doing the sort of build that Null Star wants, which is super high duration, minimum range. Because Null Star has these little orbs that orbit around you, and if you get too close to the enemies, the orbs will fire off and like hit the enemy, but it doesn't do any damage. That's pointless. What you really want is the damage reduction that comes from having the orbs circling around you. So you don't want them to spin off and fire away at enemies. So you want to keep your range as low as possible, because you don't want to get into range of enemies with your Null Star. And the point is, if you have a very high duration, this thing scales with duration, you want to get it up to like even higher if you want to max it out at 90% damage reduction. At 280% duration, you get 16 particles, each provides 5% damage reduction, so that's 80% damage reduction. You stack that with Warding Halo, which grants a 90% damage reduction while it's active. You stack that with the damage reduction you get from his armor, and the actual build, with the mod setups, you have Adaptation, which also gives you 90% damage reduction. So you get 90% damage reduction on top of 90% damage reduction on top of 80% damage reduction, which effectively gives you like, I don't know, 99.9% damage reduction or something. It's about as close to 100% as you're gonna get without actually being at 100%. I've also put in an Arcane Grace for the off chance that you do start taking damage. You're just gonna heal up to full pretty much immediately. And Arcane Energize, together with his number 2 ability, will take care of all of your energy needs, together with a primed flow, so you have a pretty high energy pool. The only thing I'd switch up with this build is if I were to use like an Umbral Forma anywhere, I would probably use the Umbral Intensify instead of the normal Intensify to get even more health from the Umbral Vitality. I'm not that concerned with the ability strength. Getting some more is nice because it gives you a better debuff on enemies with your Chakram, so they take more damage. But other than that, Null Star doesn't really need power strength. Warding Halo doesn't really need power strength. Firewalker doesn't really need power strength either, because the movement speed from Firewalker is hard capped at 25%, no matter what. So you can't increase that. One more good thing to add about this is you might be thinking, hey, what about you want to throw your chakram? Is that good if you have such bad range and stuff? And the answer is yes, because for some reason, blazing chakram does not scale with range. So it'll throw just as far, even with this low range. So you're going to be fine. So the build is simple. You have 3 different abilities that are all kind of just set, and you just want to have them on your cooldown. Null Star, as long as you don't get close to enemies, it's never going to deplete. You're just going to get 16 orbs around you, giving you damage reduction. I'm using the Neutron Star augment, which allows me to recast it. If you don't have this augment, you can't recast it until it's depleted completely. So if I get down to like 12 or 11 or 10 particles, I'll just recast it to get back up to full damage reduction. Warding Halo, you want to keep that up at all times. When it depletes, you just recast it. That's all you gotta do. And while it's active, you're also completely status immune. You can't get hit by knockdowns either, stuff like that, which is very nice. And you have your Firewalker. With this much duration, it's going to be up for like a minute and a half by itself. So it's very passive. Sometimes you have to recast it, but not that often. And the Blazing Chakram is where you get your energy from. If you chuck it on an enemy and ignite them, and then you kill the enemy while it's ignited, it has a pretty high chance to drop an energy orb upon death. So that, together with Arcane Energize, makes sure that you're pretty much always topped off and you got a big old energy pool. And that's pretty much the build. So, like, let's look at how all of this sort of stacks up, shall we? We're going in heavy weapon style with this boy. So, let's just pick one heavy gunner for now. Yeah. One of them. Shabam. So what you do is activate your Null Star. You activate your Warding Halo, and getting hit while you activate it actually makes it get a higher health bar. So you can activate your Firewalker too, which is nice. So now if you look at my health when this guy's shooting at me, it is practically not going down as long as like I have my Null Star up and my Warding Halo. Yeah, Arcane Grace takes care of that too. It's fine. And you got like the blazing procs from Firewalker, which stuns enemies, which is nice. Man, this is like my health bar is not even going down. This is a level 175 heavy gunner. I can just stand here, basically. I can just stand here and tank this. It's just not going to hurt me. And, you know, whenever I need to get energy back, all I do is I ignite them, I kill them while they're ignited, and they have a 30% chance to drop an energy orb. Like, and that's it. That's the build in a nutshell, right? So, let's just chuck in some more of them, shall we? Come on. Hurt me. Hurt me, damn it. I want you to. Shoot me. Hurt me. There's only one guy shooting at me. You guys are not doing your job. Come on. Why aren't you shooting me? Man, I don't know. There's not that much happening here. Finally, they've started to shoot me a little bit. But, you know, I proc my Arcane Grace often enough to where they can't grind me down. They just can't. I can just stand here and tank hits all day long. It's nice. Now, obviously, this comes with the caveat that, like, there is an upper limit to this. This is all well and good against level 175 enemies. Absolutely, right? But when you get up to enemies that are level like 1000 and stuff, then you know, even this amount of damage reduction, they might be able to just melt right through it. But for any sort of normal gameplay, that isn't like these bizarre endurance runs where you just run survival for several hours straight, where you get up to enemies that are in like the thousands of you know, just enemy levels. For any sort of normal gameplay, here is a build that's gonna make you pretty much absolutely immortal with no input. Like, you can just stand there. You don't have to do the whole cycling invulnerability skills and keeping up shield gating and all that. No, you just stand there and tank the hits. Just tank them. Tank them all day long. This boy, you can just eat it. It's fine. Also, he looks cool. Everyone looks cool with Null Star, because you got these things swirling around you, which is nice. And he's already got these sort of circles and discs and all of that. It's part of his aesthetic. This fits right in there. So yeah, Nezha is already kind of like a tank that rivals Rhino. With Null Star, he is the tankiest of tank boys. This is the tank boy. That's what he is now. He can just tank it all. He's doing it for you. He's tanking all the damage for you.